Welcome to Fazza Poetry World, where hearts turn into poetry. My queen, before you read another word, before your heart decides whether to stay or walk away, I need you to slow down, not because this is easy, but because this is heavy. And truth should never be rushed. I am not writing to defend myself. I am not writing to win you back. I am not even writing to be forgiven. I am writing, because silence has already done enough damage. And tonight, I choose truth. My queen, I have been carrying something inside me for too long. Not days, not weeks, but years. A storm, quiet on the outside, but violent within. The kind of storm that doesn't make noise. It just slowly destroys everything it touches. And I let it grow. I let it sit in my chest. Like it belonged there, like it was a part of me. But it was never meant to stay. You deserve to know everything. Not pieces. Not edited versions. Not softened truths. Everything. Even the parts that might make you hate me. I wasn't always the man you see today. Before your smile found me, before your voice felt like home, before your name became my peace, I was someone else. Someone broken. Someone lost. Someone who made choices he never thought he would make. Back then, life wasn't gentle with me. It didn't give me options. It gave me pressure. It gave me survival. It gave me nights where breathing itself felt like a burden. And in those moments, I chose what I thought was necessary. Not right. Just necessary. There were people, not good ones. There was money, not clean. There were deals, not honest. And there was me, standing in the middle of it all, telling myself, this is temporary. But temporary has a dangerous habit of becoming permanent. I told myself I would leave. I told myself I would fix it. I told myself I would become better. But every step forward pulled me 2 steps deeper. Until one day, I stopped trying to escape. And started trying to survive. Then, you came. Unexpected. Uninvited. Unbelievable. Beautiful, in a way that had nothing to do with your face. And everything to do with your soul. You didn't know my past. You didn't see my scars. But you looked at me, like I was safe. Like I was whole. Like I was good. And for the first time in my life, I wanted to become that man. Not pretend. Become. You were not just love. You were light. And when light enters darkness, it doesn't ask permission. It exposes everything. But instead of letting you see, I hid. Not because I wanted to lie, but because I was afraid. Afraid that if you saw the truth, you would walk away. And I was not strong enough to lose you. So I stayed silent. And I told myself, this is protection. But silence is not protection. It is fear. Wearing the mask of love. The deeper we fell, the harder it became. Because every time you smiled at me, every time you trusted me, every time you believed in me, I felt like a fraud. Like I was standing in a place I did not deserve. And still, I said nothing. Until the past came back, not as a memory, as a threat. There was a man, someone I thought I had left behind. But some people don't let you go that easily. He remembered everything. Every deal. Every secret. Every mistake. And worst of all, he found out about you. The day he said your name, something inside me broke. Not out of fear for myself, but for you. He smiled, like it was a game. And said, let's see how peaceful she stays, when she finds out who you really are. In that moment, I realized something. I was not protecting you. I was exposing you. My silence had become your danger. So I did something I should have done a long time ago. I stopped hiding. I met him. Same place. Same silence. Same darkness. But this time, I was not the same man. He talked like he still had power. Like I still belonged to that world. Like I still feared him. But I didn't. Not anymore. Because when you love someone, fear changes. It stops being about you. And starts being about losing them. He threatened me. Files. Messages. Videos. Proof of everything I had buried. And for the first time, I didn't try to stop him. I didn't beg. I didn't hide. I just said, do it. Because truth, even when it destroys you, is still better than a lie that slowly kills everything. After I left, I sat in my car for hours. No movement. No sound. Just thoughts. All about you. I thought about your smile. Your voice. Your trust. And I realized, I had already broken it. Even if you didn't know yet. So I made a decision. No more hiding. No more half-truths. No more silence. I gathered everything. Every file. Every message. Every memory. Not to defend myself. But to show you, I am done running. I sent it to you. Not as a shock. But as truth. Because you deserve a choice. A real one. Not based on lies. Not based on illusions. But based on reality. You can walk away. And I will understand. You can hate me. And I will accept it. You can forget me. And I will not stop you. But if you stay, I want you to stay. Knowing everything. Not loving a version of me, but loving the truth of me. My queen, I was lost once. I was broken. I was someone even I didn't recognize. But you changed something. You didn't fix me. You didn't save me. You didn't force me. You reminded me that I could be better. And for the first time in my life, I chose change. Not for survival. Not for fear. But for love. Real love. The kind that doesn't hide. The kind that doesn't pretend. The kind that tells the truth, even when it hurts. I don't know what you will decide. Maybe this is the end. Maybe this is goodbye. But if it is, then let me say this one last time. You were never a mistake. You were never a lie. You were never temporary. You were the reason I finally found the courage to face myself. And even if I lose you, I will never lose what you taught me. That love, real love, is not about perfection. It is about truth. So here I am. No masks. No secrets. No lies. Just me. Broken. Real. Honest. And still, hoping that somewhere inside your heart, there is a small space left for me. But if there isn't, then go. Go in peace. Go in truth. Go knowing you were loved more than words could ever explain. And this time, it was real. If you are still here, still reading, still holding these fragile words in your hands, then this is not the end. This is where truth becomes heavier, and love becomes quieter. Because after confession, comes consequence. And I have been living in that silence. Waiting. Waiting for your message. Waiting for your anger. Waiting for your goodbye. Every notification feels like a decision. Every second feels like a judgment. You don't know this, but since I sent you that truth, my world has stopped. Not dramatically. Not loudly. But slowly, like a clock that forgot how to move. I wake up, but not fully. I breathe, but it feels incomplete. Because something is missing now. And that something is you. Not your presence alone, but your trust. Trust is a strange thing, my queen. It takes years to build, but only a moment to break. And I broke it, not with one lie, but with silence. I keep replaying everything. Every moment with you. Every laugh. Every late night conversation. Every I trust you ever said, and each memory now feels like a question. Was I worthy of it? The truth is, I don't know. But I know this. I should have been honest sooner. Not when things got dangerous. Not when the past came back. But from the very beginning. Because love, that needs hiding, is already in danger. My queen, do you remember the first time you called me safe? You said it so simply, so softly, like it was obvious. But to me, it felt like a lie. I was living inside. I smiled that day. But inside, I was breaking. Because I knew, if you ever saw the truth, you might never say that again. And now, I wonder, what do you call me today? A stranger, a mistake, a lesson, or just someone you wish you never met? These questions, they don't leave me. They sit beside me. They follow me. They become my shadow. But even now, even in this silence, I don't regret telling you the truth. Because for the first time, I am not hiding. And maybe, that's the only thing I did right. The world I came from, it doesn't forgive easily. It doesn't forget. It doesn't let people walk away. But I did. Or at least, I am trying to. Every message I ignored. Every call I blocked. Every connection I cut, was a step toward you. Not perfection. Just, distance from who I was. But change is not instant. It is slow. Painful. And sometimes, it feels invisible. You don't wake up one day as a new man. You fight every day to not be the old one. And I am fighting. Still. Not for sympathy. Not for forgiveness. But because I finally understand what it means to be real. My queen, if you choose to leave, I will not chase you. Not because I don't love you, but because love is not about holding someone back. It is about letting them go when staying would hurt them. And I refuse to be your pain. But if there is even a small part of you that is still confused, still unsure, still holding on, then don't decide in anger. Don't decide in fear. Decide in truth. Look at everything. Not just my past, but my present. Not just who I was, but who I am trying to become. Because people are not only their mistakes. They are also their choices. Their growth. Their courage to change. And I chose to stop hiding. Even if it cost me you. Do you know why? Because I didn't want to love you with a lie. I wanted to love you with truth. Even if that truth destroyed everything. That is the difference now. Before, I was afraid of losing you. Now, I am afraid of not deserving you. There is a difference. A painful one. But a real one. Sometimes, I imagine you reading all this. Maybe you cried. Maybe you got angry. Maybe you stopped halfway, and couldn't continue. And honestly, I wouldn't blame you. Because loving someone like me is not easy. But becoming someone worthy of you, that is my responsibility. And I am trying. Every day. silently. Not for you to see, but for me to become. My queen, if this is the end, then let it be an honest one. Not a story filled with lies, but a story that taught us both something. You taught me that love is not just a feeling. It is a responsibility, a truth, a courage. And I learned it too late. But I still learned. And maybe, that matters. So wherever you are right now, whatever you are feeling, whatever you decide, know this. You changed a man who thought he could never change. You touched a heart that forgot how to feel. You became a light in a life full of darkness. And even if you walk away, that light will stay inside me forever. Because some people don't just come into your life, they rewrite it. And you rewrote mine. So this is not goodbye. Not fully. This is just me standing here, with nothing left to hide, waiting, not for your return, but for your truth. Whatever it may be. And this time, I will accept it. If this silence between us had a sound, it would be the loudest thing I have ever heard. Not screams. Not anger. Not even tears. Just absence. And absence is the most painful truth of all. Days have started to blur now. Morning feels like night. Night feels endless. I check my phone, not because I expect a message, but because hope is a habit I haven't learned to break. Sometimes, I type your name just to see it, just to feel like you're still somewhere close. But reality is different. You are quiet, and your silence says more than any words ever could. Maybe you are healing. Maybe you are thinking. Maybe you are slowly learning how to live without me. And that thought, it hurts. Not because I want to hold you back, but because I remember how we used to be. Do you remember the way we talked without ending? The way time didn't matter. The way even silence between us felt full. Now, that same silence feels empty. My queen, I don't blame you. Not even for a second. Because if I were you, I would question everything too. Every I love you. Every promise. Every moment. Was it real? And the answer is, yes. Every single moment with you was real. My past was a lie. My silence was a mistake. But my love for you never was. I wish I could go back. Not to erase my past, because that shaped me, but to change one thing. I would tell you the truth from the very beginning. Not when it became dangerous. Not when it was too late. But when your heart first trusted mine. Because maybe then, we wouldn't be here. But life doesn't give second chances that easily. It gives lessons. And this is mine. To live with what I lost. To understand what I broke. To grow from what I destroyed. My queen, there is something I never told you. Not about my past, but about my fear. I was never afraid of being alone. I lived that life before you. I was afraid of being known, and then being left. And somehow, that's exactly what I created. I hid myself, so you wouldn't leave. And in doing so, I gave you a reason to walk away. That is the irony of fear. It builds the very ending it tries to avoid. Now I sit here, not as the man who had secrets, but as the man who finally understands them. Too late, maybe. But honestly, sometimes I imagine what you're doing right now. Are you smiling? Are you talking to someone? Are you free from the weight of my truth? And if you are, then maybe that's enough. Because love is not about possession. It's about peace. And if my absence gives you peace, then maybe that's my role now. Not to be in your life, but to step out of it, with respect. Still, there's a part of me, a small, quiet, stubborn part, that wonders, what if you come back not out of pity, not out of confusion, but out of understanding? What if you see, not just who I was, but who I am trying to be? Would that change anything? I don't know. And I won't force an answer. Because some things should never be forced. My queen, if this is where our story ends, then let it end with truth. Not bitterness. Not hatred. Not regret. But truth. We were real. Even if we didn't last. We were honest, even if it came late. We were love, even if we couldn't hold it forever. And sometimes, that's all a story needs to be meaningful. Not perfect. Just real. So if one day, years from now, you remember me, I don't want you to remember the lies. I want you to remember this moment. The moment I chose truth, even when it cost me everything. Because that was the real me. Not the past. Not the mistakes. But the man, who finally stopped hiding. And if somewhere in your heart, you still feel something, even if it's small, even if it's fading, then know this. I never stopped loving you. I just learned that sometimes love is not enough to make someone stay. And that's okay. Because love, real love, doesn't beg. It understands. So go, if you need to go. Stay, if your heart allows it. But whatever you choose it freely. Because the last thing I want, is for you to feel trapped in a love that once set you free. My queen, this is not a goodbye filled with tears. This is a goodbye, filled with truth. And maybe, just maybe, that makes it a little less painful. And this time, I let you go, with love, not fear.